staff, and students to discuss all things Arkansas State University. Live from the ASU-TV studios in the School of Media and Journalism, this is A-State Connections. And this is A-State Connections on KASU and ASU-TV. I'm Jonathan Reeves, Academic Advisor for the School of Media and Journalism and the Department of Communication at Arkansas State. Today we get an update on what's taking place at the Fowler Center on the campus of Arkansas State, as a lot of events are taking place this month. And telling us more about this is Director of the Fowler Center, Dallas Martinez. Dallas, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us about how things have been going on so far. How are things at the Fowler Center?
Things at the Fowler Center are going very, very well. I took over in October, and we have finalized our final contracts that was in the previous director. And now we're moving towards the end of the semester and into our 2023-24 season on both sides of the Fowler. By both sides, I mean the theater side as well as the Fowler Center series side.
For people who are maybe new to the area and don't know about the Fowler Center, tell us about it, please.
Well, the Fowler Center is just a wonderful, unique performance hub of our campus. My goal is to make it one of the crown jewels of our campus, simply because we have a very unique theater on one side. That's the drama theater that seats for most of our actual theater plays, as well as speakers and performances, and that's about 350. And then on the other side, we have Riceland Hall, which is 976 seats in this amazingly concert hall that is just completely designed for sound. And it's one of the richest sounds you'll find in Jonesboro, I find.
Right. And so what is it about the Fowler Center that makes it just a unique place to be able to view shows?
Well, primarily is that we can do so many things in that space. It's not just it's not an arena, and it's not an outdoor venue, and so that allows us to actually bring in different types of acts, not just a singularity type of act, as well as having comfort of staying dry when it's wet and air conditioned when it's hot, right?
Those are good things.
People seem to enjoy that. Yeah, they do. Bathrooms that are located easily to find,
right. And now one thing that is really cool, I think, is that just the environment where people, especially as we're kind of coming out of the pandemic, they're just craving for live performances, live shows, and all of that. I know you all have been probably seeing that there at the Fowler Center.
It's very interesting is that there's been sort of a testing the water sort of phase. We've spent so much time inundating ourselves into entertainment that's just right at our fingertips, because of being on lockdown, that people are craving live performance, but they're also not rushing completely to it because they're still trying to figure out how to, when is something taking place and what am I interested in now, right? And so we at the Fowler Center are taking notice of that and trying to find eclectic things out there that might be appealing to everyone.
All right, I want to talk about the theater side here in this first segment. Tell us about the Department of Theater and what they have going on to close out this year.
All right, great. Well, currently the Department of Theater is doing wonderful. I work with some of the best faculty at A-State that I can say. And currently this weekend we are opening with our spring production, The Trail to Oregon. I don't know if you've heard of this show.
Tell us about it.
The Trail to Oregon is based on the 1980s game, the Oregon Trail. And everybody that's listening remembers that game, that nobody won that game. It's impossible.
Yeah, it was impossible to win, yeah.
So this production is created by Star Kids Production, and they're based out of Chicago, and it's a musical. And it's going to take place in the Simpson in our Intimate Theater. And it is based on the game, the story of The Trail to Oregon. And it is a comedy, a rip-roaring comedy that is not intended for all audiences. However, audience participation is required. Just like the game where you get to pick the name of the character, whatever the name is, that's the name of your character. The audience gets to do the same thing for all of our characters. You also get to choose who dies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they all don't. And that's not me giving anything away. If you've played the game, nobody makes it to Oregon, so it's not a shocker right there.
Right.
But it's hilarious. It's irreverent. I think it's great for this time of year where we all just need a really good laugh.
Sure.
And the cast has just been absolutely amazing. Being able to land the comedy as well as the musical and dance numbers. It's a lot of show in a very small place.
Yeah. So it's going to be taking place starting this weekend.
Yeah, we open this weekend. And then there's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday performance, 2 o'clock Sunday performance
Right.
this week, and then we have it again next week for a Friday, Saturday performance, and then you missed your opportunity for the Trail to Oregon.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't
Not
do
at
that
all. Not at all.
So, and now you already know about what next year's theater schedule is going to be. Is that right?
Yes, we have our next season already picked out. So we will be starting next fall with The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. And then we will go into, and for the drama theater, we will be going into one of the original farces, Noises Off. And that is a very large, hilarious farce. And then in the spring, we will be starting with our spring musical, Bright Star, which is a bluegrass musical that was written by Steve Martin. I don't know if you've heard of that guy.
I think I may have heard him
He's done some
once or
things.
twice.
He's done some stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll be closing our season next spring with The Revolutionists. So we have a really strong season set up that I think everyone's going to be excited about and really enjoy, particularly the how eclectic it is and how dynamic it's going to be. So we're super excited about it.
Yeah, that's Steve Martin. I wish he was funny. I really do. I wish he had something good to say and all that
You know
stuff.
what's amazing is that he is an amazing banjo
I
player.
know.
Like a crazy banjo player. And we were so excited to find this particular musical because we know that around Jonesboro, Paragould, this area, there is a bluegrass roots that just speaks to people, and we think this musical might just be right up their alley.
Very good. So that's going to be going on next in the next season. Dates are being worked out for that.
Yeah, well, we know that it's going to be in the so Curious Incident will be there in the fall, and so will Noises Off. So those are our 2 fall productions, and
Right.
then our 2 spring productions will be starting with Bright Star and The Revolutionists.
Well, we're looking forward to that for
Great.
sure. Absolutely. Want to talk about some of the performances that are taking place in the Fowler Center. And one thing I know a lot of people are going to be really excited about is the June 30th performance. Tell us about that. It's going to be a lot of fun with Daly and Vincent. You're going to have that going on. That's going to be a great show.
I didn't know this. Daly and Vincent has been here before. They've
Yeah.
been here twice,
Yeah.
actually. And so I had a great conversation with their agent, and he said they would love to come back. So on June 30th, the Fowler Center is looking to continue our seasons all the way through the year, not just our semesters.
Sure.
And Daly and Vincent's going to be coming in for the 3rd time. And tickets are on sale now through Ticketmasters, and they're going pretty well. So you might want to get tickets if you can. They're such a fun group.
Yeah, they really are, and they're so incredibly talented. It's crazy.
From head to toe, and they put on a great show. And the feedback that I've received, really from the community, are the ones that have seen them. They're coming back a 3rd time. I mean, they're so good that people want to see them 3 times in a row.
And their a cappella performances are just outstanding.
They have that part of their set.
Yeah.
The acapella, and then they have their instrumental stuff as well.
Very good, very good. So tell us about, do you all kind of know what, setting up what next season,
Yeah.
23-24 is going to be?
Yes, so I've been working on trying to lead the Fowler Center into a more of an eclectic sort of direction, what I call generational audiences. The Fowler Center has done a great job of attracting a particular type of audience in the past, but I'm really about our community and really bringing in our community, not just our campus community, but the Jonesboro community, Bay, Paragould, all the surrounding areas. So I'm taking all that in interest as I start lining out our season. So some of the artists that we are currently working with and talking to and trying to get our contracts all finalized for our dates. So please stay tuned. Please go out to the Fowler Center. .com to check out these things, but
Sure.
We start with Daly and Vincent on June 30th, and then we will, when we come back in August, we will have Leo Tizier, Laotizer. Leo Tizier is a jazz musician who happens to be friend with a lot of other jazz musicians.
Right.
And so it's Leo Tizier's band coming in, and between everyone in his band, they have somewhere around 60 Grammys.
Wow.
And they're coming here.
Wow.
And that's going to be in August. And then as we move forward through the semester, we have an amazing up-and-coming country music young lady named Brittany Kellogg will be coming here, and she's blowing up on Spotify as well as Apple Music and YouTube. I think a lot of her came from TikTok and YouTube fame. The younger generation might know Brittany more than some of us in the older generation.
Right.
But she's going to be coming to perform for us on stage, which we are excited about. We're going to have the United States Air Force Band that will be coming into the Fowler Center in the fall, and I'm rallying around that because my family is military, and so we really want to have a good veterans sort of turnout for this event, so I'm super excited about that in the space. And then one of the things I'm really happy about that we will be bringing in December 1st, while we go through and find, once again, contracts are being finalized, but we are in conversations. We're hoping to finalize for Animaniacs in concert.
Wow.
So if you guys remember the cartoon, the Animaniacs,
Right.
They have a live show.
Wow.
And I think that would be fun.
That's going to be fun. That'd be a good time.
Depending on your relationship with the Animaniacs, I guess, right? As we move forward, we are in talks right now with Craig Campbell, who is another country western singer who has just opened up for almost every band you can imagine. He's now on his own, and his following is amazing. So we're super excited that he's considering the Fowler Center as a possible tour date for us. And then last but not least, we are trying to finish up with the season, and we're not quite there yet, but with the Eli Young Band.
Oh, wow. That'd be great.
And then some others that we're not there. We're
not
there
at that point yet.
We're not there yet. But we're in our contract. So we are in talks, and as those talks solidify, please check out our website and on our calendar for the dates and times that they are going to be hopefully appearing.
I'll tell you, that is already a lineup that is
it's fun.
Fantastic. And can people get, for the Fowler Center, can they get like season tickets to the shows, or are they just individual?
We used to have a season pass set up for that, but right now we're doing a lot of things at the Fowler Center. My team and I are currently working on a whole new marketing brand for us. We're working on better ways for our audiences out there to actually get that information faster, as well as get tickets faster.
Sure.
So we have a lot of things that are going to be improving over the summer. So that the center itself and the virtual representation of the center is going to be matching and bright and shiny and new and ready to go for everyone.
Really exciting. We're going to continue this conversation as we're going to be talking about the Fowler Center. On the other side of the break, we're talking with Dallas Martinez, who is the Fowler Center Director here on A-State Connections. We'll take a break. When we come back, coming up more after this.
ASU-TV, shows like Red Wolf Roundtable, ASU-TV News, Westside Football, and more. Gain real-life experience while doing what you love. Get involved with ASU-TV today.
Are you looking for an education that will take you places? At Arkansas State University, we're preparing students for success in today's ever-changing job market. With expert faculty and cutting-edge technology, we're creating an environment where students can thrive and reach their full potential. And with a diverse student body and a supportive community, you'll find plenty of options to get involved and make lifelong connections. Discover all that Arkansas State University has to offer. Apply today and start your journey to a brighter future.
Red Wolf Radio is a student-led organization at Arkansas State University wanting to hear your takes on pop culture, music, the news, and college life. Just about anything you can think of. Located in the Education and Communications building on campus, we are always looking for more volunteers. So if you're an Arkansas State University student, no matter the major, and this is something that interests you, shoot us an email at redwolfradio@astate.edu. That's redwolfradio@astate.edu. Let them hear you howl.
At Arkansas State, we want you to go. Go where learning soars, takes flight, and rockets ahead. Go for experiences, internships, and scholarships. We want you to go. Become A-State Maine. Are you ready to go? Go.astate.edu for details.
Live from the ASU-TV studios in the School of Media and Journalism, this is A-State Connections. And welcome back to A-State Connections on KASU and ASU-TV. We're continuing our conversation about what's taking place at the Fowler Center on the campus of Arkansas State University. Director of the Fowler Center, Dallas Martinez, is joining me, and thanks for being back here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me stay.
You know, one of the things we were talking about, just really excited about all the shows that are coming up, but that's not the only way that you all are making outreach, into the community. I remember one thing that you had said I thought was really cool. You're wanting to bring in people from Jonesboro, Brooklyn, Bay, all the surrounding areas. Tell us about the outreach that you all do at the Fowler Center.
Sure. So one of the things that I'm focused on is first of all, what does our community want, and then how can we include our community? Because inclusion is sort of my thing.
Sure.
And I'm going to be spending my summer the best way possible by going out and actually watching and hearing local talent. So what I would like to do, or what I'm planning to do, is that we will have talent that we book that we will bring into the Fowler Center. However, I will then be working with local talent to open for those booked talent.
Wow.
And so that local talent will then be able to, will be able to have the opportunity to not only perform at the Fowler Center, which is great. But we'll also be able to meet people in the business. I'm sure that's what everybody wants to do. Sure. And at the same time, we have a great local draw of having the fan base of one of the local musicians also come and support their favorite musician in town. And so I'm currently meeting new people in town and around our surrounding areas to see if people would be interested in possibly coming out and opening for some of the talent that we currently have coming into our center.
One thing that's really cool about downtown Jonesboro is all the live music that takes place. I know you've been you know about the live music in downtown Jonesboro.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm excited about it, and I was watching a young man play the other night, Corey, and I was just thinking to myself, I said, he's pretty good. I think he needs a larger venue, and that's something we can do. Yeah. Everyone's always looking for that opportunity or that shot or something to get out there, and I think it's part of our mission, but it's part of our responsibility to uplift our community. So this is one way that I'm attempting to do that.
Yeah, so you got those summer plans that are going on. Are there things that will be taking place involving like local schools, school kids? Are y'all doing some of those outreach areas as well with schools?
We're currently trying to find our venues to do that as we're building.
Sure.
So right now we're making it through. This is what our season is. This is what we'll do with our local talent. And then once that starts rolling, we'll then say, well, what can we do for our local schools?
Sure.
But that's not just the Fowler Center. On the theater side, we actually do. We offer a wonderful event for 2 of our shows a year called Play at State, and we invite we call it a soft opening of theater, but we invite local schools and students from not even just local, but from around the state to be able to come and see the quality of our productions for close to nothing. And it's great for our audience because it usually takes place at 10 a.m. or not our audience, but our actors. It takes place at 10 a.m. in the morning, and it's a nice, great, kids love to cheer.
Yeah.
They really give a good feedback, and our actors love that. But it's nice. And then we do talkbacks with those schools, and it's a great way to outreach. It's a recruitment, and it gives the students the idea that college isn't just one thing. There's multiple things that you could do when you go to college.
It's crazy when you think about, and of course, every little bit of this is important for theater. When you're talking about lighting, sound, makeup, and that. Isn't there like several sections of makeup design or something like that? I mean, there's just so many different things.
Absolutely. We on the theater side, the one thing that we try to tell people is that we don't teach a hobby. We don't know how. We teach a job, an employable job. That's what we do. In fact, during COVID, the number one industry that did not suffer all that much was entertainment. And right now, entertainment is hungry. With all the streaming networks that are happening to go out there, entertainment is thriving. Hollywood's not Hollywood anymore. Atlanta is where it is to be to get cast, particularly in these shows. Because, you know, back when I was young, you could go do a TV spot like on, you know, Friends or Seinfeld, and that was it. Now you do a whole season that streams on Amazon or Netflix or Hulu or whatever it might be.
Right.
The interesting about that is that that's not just a performance side. People still have to do the sound. They still have to do the sets. They still have to do the costumes. They still have to do the stage managements. That's there, and we teach all that stuff within our program so that our students that are looking to be employed in the entertainment industry, not only do they have one valuable trait that they might be focusing on, such as I want to be an actor, they also have the skills to do other things that might also find employment for them too within the entertainment industry.
You know, because there are really good jobs out there for people who are doing, as you say, costume design and doing all that. I remember talking to a student for Created State, and they were at the Fowler Center, and she was showing about the different masks that she had to make, and we're talking about like masks for production performances.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to present that and tell people about the different makeup and how she was able to do it. And then she was talking about the pride of being able to see that work there on stage. So it's not just the people who are on stage that are doing it, but there's so many different people behind the scenes that are making it happen.
The tech side of theater is one of the most hireable areas of theater right now, simply because, you know, when COVID happened, a vacuum was created. So we are looking for, if you like to build fun, quirky things that usually goes in somebody's hands, that's a prop person. And somebody has to build those. Somebody has to make those. Somebody has to make them look real. You know, if you have to create some sort of firearm from space for television, that's a prop master. They make that, and that's all about creativity. But if you would like to know more about, you know, costume and makeup design, Claire Abernathy is one of the best faculty members I've ever met, as well as a brilliant designer. She's available. You can find her on our website. If you are interested in learning how to program lights, particularly moving lights, which is almost in every venue now, and you want to know more about how to do sound reproduction and how to mix and how to lay that out, you know, Kaisa Sandberg is also in our department. Absolutely fascinating. And if you're a carpenter and you want to know how to build things and how to create things in almost any medium, Jeff McLaughlin is over there. So we have some of the best, most creative minds waiting for you to come over and just share your imagination and see what happens.
That sounds like a sales pitch there for just a second.
That's what I do.
Just come on there.
That's kind of
what you do.
Come on down.
How did you get involved in art? What was it, you know, and it kind of led you to what you're doing today? What was it that kind of really sparked your interest?
You saying I don't look like an artist? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I mean, you surely are an artist, for sure. But tell us about that.
You know, for me, I think it's like just about everything. It was my mother. Right?
Sure.
My mother, you know, saw that I had some sort of talent, particularly when it came to drawing. And so, like all mothers, they buy you crayons here, and then they buy you that full set of, you know, 100,000 pieces of, like, charcoal and everything. Right. So my mother allowed that. When I was growing up, I grew up in the middle of nowhere in Texas, so I didn't really have exposure to museums, and I didn't have exposure to live theater. So my exposure to that was the Macy's Day Parade. That became a tradition with my mother when she was alive, and we would watch that every year. And I always was fascinated by these performances, and it was nowhere around. Yet it fascinated me that there was these people that could do these amazing things. And later I went to college, and I found out you can learn how to do that.
Yeah.
You can follow these things, and I was like, ever since then, I was hooked in all forms of art in every medium, just because. One of the most amazing things is just a person's imagination, because we don't share the same imagination. And when you find somebody that just has this blossoming, amazing ideas, and then they want help creating that, you just feel infected to do that. And so theater, art, dance, all music, all of those are ways of expression. And I think it's great that A-State gives students as well as communities the venues to pursue those paths.
And I think that's probably what you like most about that, is being able to pass all of this down to students and being able to help them, and also be able to in ways ignite their passion about something like this.
Well, it is. As an educator, of course, that's one of our things. It's one of those things is that we plant seeds that we'll never see the forest for. You know? Watching students go forth is joyous, but more importantly, when you don't know what their happiness is. So for one student's happiness might just be getting the degree, and that's great. Another student's happiness might just be employed. And so we foster our students' success is our success. We don't try to have our students live up to what our success may be or what we're constantly chasing, whatever that might be, but we want to always lift up and support our students' success wherever they find it. And for some of our students, that's Broadway, and for other of our students, that's having a family. And we champion both of those equally.
Very good. Thank you for coming up today. We really appreciate it. So how do people get more information about what's going on at the Fowler Center?
Well, that's very easy. You can always go out to A-State and just type in the Fowler Center if you need to, or you can go to fowlercenter.edu or fowlercenter@astate.edu, and you can find out that information. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Dallas that works here, so you can type that in, give me a call, or send me an email, and I will respond in kind. Yeah. And pretty soon, over the summer, we're going to have a lot more publicity heading out so that you'll have more access to the things that are happening.
So exciting things going on, contracts being worked out, all that stuff taking place.
We're getting it.
Ready to roll. Very good. Yep. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of A-State Connections. I want to thank my guest, Dallas Martinez. Also want to thank Instructor of Creative Media Production, Galen Perkins, and his amazing students who are always behind the scenes running the show. Thanks to engineers Derek Herring and Clayton Holderfield for their help. And also thank you for watching. And I'll see you right here next Wednesday at 1:30 for another edition of A-State Connections. So long, everybody.